Hi guys, welcome to Jan's Journey. On this video I'm going to be putting a foundation next to a more affordable maybe alternative, but I wanted to put it side by side and see exactly if it's worth it. So that's what we're going to talk about on this video. So you guys excited, want to know more about it? Let's go ahead and get started. So I already did a first impression on this foundation from Haus Labs by Lady Gaga, the Triclone foundation. I was very excited because it's not just only makeup, but it's also skincare. The only thing I was taken back is how much skincare is there to actually see results on my skin. They did some clinical tests in there and saw improvements, so maybe that is really good. But it's very you know, the regular price of it. So all that I share with you guys on my first impression video, I really went into it about the ingredients and the shades, how you guys find your shades, because the wheel is totally different, the price, all of that. I share that on that video. So you guys want to see more about that, check it out here, or maybe here. It's gonna be on the top. But on this one I'm not going to go into details since I already did that, but I am going to just put it side by side and see if there is another option. The other option that I'm trying on this side is Covergirl. This one is clean, it's very similar, but it's not the same at all. This one is Skin Milk Nourishing Foundation with coconut milk and aloe extract. So it's a lightweight, it's going to give you a dewy finish, and it's also vegan. It's going to, the claims are, it's going to blur imperfection, it's going to even out skin tone, it's going to give you that sheer, it's buildable coverage, instant and all day hydration. So when I saw that it was all day hydration, I'm like, you know what, I have not used this in a long time, so let me just go ahead and put it side by side and see. A quick pause. I want to show you already how this foundation applies. We're going to start with Haus Lab, the Triclone foundation. I like using the brush. What I like is just apply a few pumps, sometimes just a pump, 1 or 2, and that should be enough to cover my skin. I want to show you how my skin looks like. As you can see, I still have a lot of hyperpigmentation. I'm going to go into that a little bit more further on in the video, but I want to show you exactly how it takes and how it looks comparing one foundation versus the other. Now we're going to start applying the Covergirl foundation. This one, the coverage is so light, and I will go into details as to the technique of application, at least for my skin, and you will see that in my case I needed to apply more for better coverage, but that is usually the case when I'm using a sponge. In the second take I am using my fingers. It does feel like a serum, and I wanted to see if it applies the same way using my fingers like I do sometimes when I'm using the Haus Lab foundation. I have been using this for over a week already. I've been using it almost every day, and one thing I could tell you about this one, I love it for everyday foundation. It's so lightweight. It feels like a serum because the texture, the consistency is very soft and runny in a sense. It's not super runny, but it's more liquidy, that it feels that you could even apply it as a serum with your fingers. It applies well with fingers, with the brush, and even the sponge. So this one I also like that it comes in 51 shades. I love that the match was perfect on my skin. I love how it looks like. It holds very nice for many hours. I love the ingredients that it has here, but one thing I have to say is that when I started using it, I started breaking out. You guys are gonna see it here. I have been breaking out ever since. So every time I wear it, I see it, a new breakout comes out. So that's a downfall about this. It says that it's great for sensitive skin. I have sensitive skin, acne prone, oily skin. I have hyperpigmentation, redness on my skin, and large pores. So I love the coverage. I love how it looks like. I love how well it holds. I love it, you guys. But I have to say that it does claim that it's going to be great for sensitive skin, but for some reason my skin is not liking it. I keep breaking out every time I use it. So I wanted to try something else that is very kind of lightweight. So this one is Covergirl. The sad thing is that it does not come with 51 shades, not even close, so it's hard to find your shade. The one I'm using is 550. It's light medium, but I still feel like it's a little too light for me. Another thing that I could say say that applies really nicely. You can apply it with your fingers, but it does not work the same as Haus Lab foundation. I have to use a sponge, and it does say that it's buildable, but for me it's not buildable. It does, once you put it and it kind of dried a little bit, me applying it again, I felt like it was fighting off the first layer with the second one. It was not building well. Now if you using the sponge and using the finger did not blend well. I had to use the brush in order to kind of like move it around, where I noticed that it just stayed intact in one area. So me looking at it, I was like, oh, now I remember why I was not too much of a fan of this one. I wanted to put it side by side because this one is everyday use. It's very lightweight. It is going to give you the hydration. In that sense, I feel like I struggle more to build it since I already have dark spots. My skin is not flawless at all, so I want to cover that to just give it kind of like a uniform look. It's okay that those dark spots do show a little bit. I'm fine with that. I just wanted to for my skin to look a little bit more natural, more uniform, and that's what I was going for, and I feel like this one gives you exactly that. So it already has been 4 hours since I already applied the foundation. I shared that with you guys on camera, so you guys could get to see side by side how it looks like. I'm applying everything else the same, so you guys get to see how my skin is holding with Haus Lab in one side and Covergirl on the other. So in the overall look, after applying makeup and having it on for 4 hours, I think that is very similar. I struggle to build it with this one. I don't like the shade as much, but besides that, it gives me that same hydration. It's a lot way cheaper. The tone is not the best, but once you finish the makeup, it kind of works. if that's okay. Of course, I want something to match more to my tone. That is something that I kind of struggle with certain foundations from the drugstore, but besides that, I feel like it's very similar. Now, could I say it's the same? It's not, because this one offers some great pending patent for the arnica, the fermented arnica here, but to be honest, you guys, if I want to get more of that skincare benefit, then I will apply those serums, which I already do. I like to apply and have an intense skincare routine because of all the struggles that I have in my skin. So I feel like if I want to get all those hydration and those benefits, I could get those in a serum, but it's nice to have that included as well in a foundation. And this one has some great benefits too, like the coconut milk in there. So it's called skin milk, and it also claims that it's going to be all day hydration. So it has some to be drugstore. It also has some skincare benefits here, and it also says that it's going to give you a dewy finish, and it's also vegan. So that's super to have that at this price, something you could get from the drugstore. So guys, I wanted to put it side by side, show you how it looks like once I finish with no other makeup on, just a foundation. Here I'm coming on camera to show you how it looks like after 4 hours wear, and I feel like they're kind of like pretty good side by side. Of course, you guys, it's not the same product. This has so many great other ingredients here, but for that, like I said, I think I would just get serums that could kind of give me those benefits too. So I just wanted to test it out. So guys, here's a quick pause. I'm gonna remind you how my skin looked like, how the foundation looked like exactly after I applied it, and that was at 8:24 in the morning. I'm gonna show you pictures of how my skin looked like with the regular camera, just outside light, how the foundation was holding at 6:36 p.m. That means this is how the foundation looked like after 10-hour wear, and then I'm gonna tell you exactly what I think. This one was easier to build, to put on, to give me that full coverage, to give me that coverage that I'm looking for. This one took longer to build, but if I use a brush instead of a sponge, or my fingers when I put the second layer, it was a lot smoother. So just want to give you guys a heads up about that. What I'm going to do is give you how this is coming together, a few more hours wearing it, and then give you my overall impression if this might be a really good product in case you were thinking of getting this foundation. So stay tuned, you guys. I'm gonna give you a voiceover since I don't have the footage of my final review. I could tell you that both of the products were pretty good. After I finished my makeup, I really like how they look and how they were holding. I actually like more how the CoverGirl looks in my skin throughout the day. But do I gravitate towards any of these foundations? Absolutely not. The CoverGirl, I struggle. When I'm in a hurry, I feel like that did not make it any easier. And the Haus Lab foundation, I continue to break out. So I wanted to give you my honest review in my type of complicated skin and tell you what I thought. So guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope this was helpful. And until the next video, bye.